This is KGW News at 11.
And we start here at 11 with a live look at downtown Portland tonight as we keep an eye out for the next round of winter weather. It could make for an icy commute in some areas tomorrow morning. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Ashley Korslund alongside Joe Ranieri, who has the latest on the chance for snow and ice tomorrow. Joe.
Hey, good evening to you, Ashley. We are looking at some bands of moisture moving in, and those bands of moisture are falling in as snow along the Oregon coast. You can see right now, so far downtown Portland, you're dry, but it's just very cold out there. I just did a quick check. We're looking at a temperature of 27 degrees. And our temperatures will slowly drop another 3 or 4 degrees heading into your early morning hours. You can see those snow showers are just north of Portland, moving into parts of southwest Washington. Light accumulation, if that. And then this is a quick moving bit of a band of moisture, because we'll be seeing another one arrive right around between 5 and 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. You can see throughout downtown Portland and parts of the east side, you're not going to have any issues out there tonight. But again, we did have some, a bit of some light precipitation earlier today, and our temperatures, depending on where you're at, really didn't warm up a whole lot. So there could be some spots of ice tomorrow, and we'll zoom out a little bit. You can kind of see where those snow showers are starting to move through parts of Chehalis and the southwest Washington and over the Coast Range. We do have some watches and warnings. Winter weather advisories are in place throughout the Coast Range, here locally in the metro area, and throughout the Oregon Cascades. As we bring in future casts, those bands of precipitation you're seeing right now is what we're going to be seeing here, a future cast here in the next 30 minutes or so. Very light bit of a snowfall here and there, and then we'll start to see some heavier precipitation arrive right around 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. As it does, we could see some light accumulation, but our temperatures are going to be warming up pretty quick thanks to a southerly flow, and because of that, we could be seeing maybe less than an inch of snow if we're lucky through parts of the metro area. I'll talk more about that in detail in my full forecast in a little bit. Ashley, back to you. All
right, Joe, thank you. Well, here's a live look right now at some of the streets around Portland. PBOT crews will be out for a 5th night in a row applying anti-icer on the city's designated snow routes. If you're curious if your street has been treated, PBOT does have a live map showing where all the trucks are at any given moment. You can also look at it to see which streets are snow routes. We have a link to this at KGW.com.
Yeah. Where were you?
Wow. Dash cam video there from Tigard Police shows just how slippery the roads can be. An officer who stopped to help another driver in the snow nearly got hit there by another car. It happened on the Shoals Ferry overpass over the weekend. The officer luckily is okay, but the department wants to remind drivers to just slow down as we expect more icy conditions. And we got the chance to talk today with the ODOT worker whose truck was hit by this falling tree on I-5 in southern Oregon earlier this week.
My first feeling when I stopped, I think I was just trying to convince myself that it actually happened, or trying to figure out exactly what happened. Like I said, I didn't see it coming. I didn't see it start to fall. I had no idea it was happening until the windshield shattered. So, first thought was get to the side of the road. And then sort of assess damage.
Remarkably, Bo Appling there was okay. And thanks to some quick thinking by Oregon State Police and a logging crew, the tree was moved out of the road pretty fast and traffic was able to move again. We are coming now to the end of a violent and deadly year in Portland. According to the Portland Police Bureau, a record 90 people died in homicides. The vast majority were shootings. Tonight, Alma McCarty sat down with the brother of a man found shot to death 2 days before Christmas.
I was like, nah, it's not my brother.
Anthony Johnson says he's in shock and disbelief, left with more questions than answers after someone killed his only brother, Michael.
He didn't deserve to be murdered like that. I mean, I don't understand it,
Portland police now searching for Michael Johnson's killer after he was found dead in a tent near Farragut Park in North Portland on the morning of December 23rd. Investigators later determined he had been shot.
He lives in that community over there, and he took care of those people over there. Mike really looked out for those people, fed them and, made sure they had things that they needed. He was just a good guy,
Johnson's murder comes at the end of an especially violent year. The latest data from Portland police shows that over the last 12 months, there were 1,274 shootings, 384 people injured in shootings, 90 people were killed in homicides, 69 of them were gunned down.
A lot of people are being killed in Portland, Oregon. It's like, this is crazy. Just senseless.
On Tuesday, officers responded to the Park Rose Heights neighborhood after nearly 100 shots were fired just after 9:30 at night, a home surveillance system capturing the chaos. Investigators found cartridge casings in the road and cars in a restaurant parking lot damaged by bullets, but they did not find anyone who was hit. The violence and its consequences, devastating to Anthony and the rest of Michael Johnson's family.
Remember Michael as a bright star.
His message to whoever killed his brother:
when you kill somebody, it's you destroy not only that person's life, but the whole family's lives. You destroy your life in a way too. Turn yourself in. Face the consequences, you know what I'm saying? Be accountable.
Now, in the case of Michael Johnson, homicide detectives are asking anyone who was in Farragut Park between 9 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. on the 23rd to contact them. That also goes for anyone who lives nearby who may have gotten video of the park or its surroundings at that time.
Just awful. Alma, thank you. Now to the latest on COVID cases in Oregon. They are starting to spike again. The state reported more than 2,300 new cases today. That's the highest daily number since September 10th. Take a look. This graph here shows the number of new cases each day over the past 6 months. Experts believe the Omicron variant is less likely to produce severe illness, but we are keeping a close eye on hospitalizations, and so far there's been only a slight uptick. Meanwhile, Washington hit a new record of daily COVID cases last week. Now, there have been some concerning national headlines about a big spike in the number of kids being hospitalized with the virus. Our Pat Doris, though, looked beyond those headlines and found out the problem is not nearly as bad as it sounds, especially in Oregon.
Across the country, in the last month, the number of children hospitalized with COVID-19 rose 52% compared to the month before. It is an alarming number, and some states are seeing real problems. Florida, Illinois, New Jersey, New York, and Ohio have the biggest rise in pediatric cases, according to NBC News. But here's the thing. Since many hospitals routinely check new patients for COVID, the headline sounds worse than it is. Many of those kids were hospitalized for another reason and found to have COVID without showing symptoms. Dr. Anthony Fauci, the nation's top doctor on the pandemic, mentioned the fact during a phone briefing today. He said many children are hospitalized with COVID as opposed to because of COVID, reflecting the high degree of penetrance of the infection among the pediatric population. So, still not great. There is a lot of infection in every community, but it's not something that should terrify parents. And the facts are even better here in Oregon.
Unlike the rest of the nation, Oregon is doing quite well. We are not seeing an increase in the number of hospitalizations attributed to pediatric COVID-19.
Dr. Dawn Nolt is an infectious disease professor at Oregon Health and Sciences University. She said, yes, the virus is spreading, but no, you may not even realize your child is infected.
But we know that children who have COVID-19 infection tend to have less symptoms or no symptoms at all.
Both variants of the virus continue to spread in the Northwest and around the country. The U.S. Tuesday hit a record high 7-day average with 265,000 infections. And that does not count the many other infections found through home tests but not reported to the government databases. Bottom line, COVID's variants are not putting more Oregon kids in the hospital than before. Still, it is okay to be worried and to follow the doctor's orders.
What we want to tell parents is that if you or your child's able to be vaccinated and boosted, that will give you a lot of protection against Omicron. And to remember that there has been no variant that has been resistant to good mask wearing.